Hi guys, I'm Sarah, and today, as well as wearing this lovely apron that my daughter has just made, I am going to be making some fruit leathers. Now this is something that you can make with any type of fruit that you can stew, basically. So I'm going to be using apples. You can use pears, pretty much any type of stone fruit. You could have a go with feijoas or even jam. You could just make them with jam. The advantage of these is they haven't got all the added sugar that the likes of, I don't know what they're called these days, I'm not that cool. But back when I was like at high school, I think they were called roll-ups. If you have got a dehydrator, then that's perfect. Otherwise you can just use the oven for this. So last time I made these, I used 5 nice big decent cooking type apples. I've just got little ones of sort of varying quality. So I'm going to chop up about 10 of these little wee ones and put them in a pot. The skins, you don't want to, this is probably, I think this is about the only recipe I use apples in that I don't include the skins. You can make chippies with them. I'm going to use these, just put them on a tray, put them in the oven at about 150 degrees for maybe about an hour. It depends, depends a lot on your oven. But yeah, just put them to one side and you can cook them up. The only thing with the oven is, it does mean you have to have your oven on for a good 3 hours. If you look on power companies' websites, they will often give you little calculators for running your power. Now on the Power Shop one, I'll actually link it down below. They've got a little guide to how much each of your appliances running costs will be approximately. It will always be approximate because it depends on your oven, depends on the quality of your seals around it, it depends on the price of your electricity. In general, an oven will cost about 60 cents per hour to run. So if you take that into account, you're looking at about $1.80 for total running costs to make these fruit roll-ups. Get back my chippies in the oven. So as I say, about 150 degrees Celsius. I've put the timer on for about an hour. It's been a while since I did that, so I'm just guessing. So be with. These apples, you just want to stew them up on the stove top. I'm just going to put just maybe a tablespoon of water in there, just so that when the heat first comes on, the apples don't just burn to the bottom. So I'm just going to very gently simmer those until they're really, really nice and smushy. So I've just started cooking these again. Lucky I got lots of apples to use up. I just chopped up another 10 of them. So I'm just redoing these. In the meantime, chippies have come out of the oven. I mean, they shrink down considerably. It's a great way to not waste them. Let's go have a taste of one. I mean, yeah, yummy. They are very Moorish. I'm gonna have to put them in packets before I eat them. They are just really, really, it's like apple intensified. They got a really intense appley flavour and just they're yummy and crunchy. So I'm just going to divvy those into 3, put them in the kids' lunchboxes tomorrow. Okay, so I'm back. It's actually the next day. Life happened yesterday. You know, kids happened, life happened. I just kind of ran out of time. So once I'd stewed the apples, I just covered them up and put them in the fridge. You can, and I think I've done this in the past, stewed them until they get completely mushy. I didn't get a chance to do that because I needed to head off and pick kids up from school and that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to whiz these up with a stick blender. You just want them really, really nice and smooth. You do need baking paper for this. Just gonna dollop that out. As I say, you can even just use jam for this if you want to, so you can skip the whole stewing process altogether. You just want to spread this out really thin. Now, of course, how long it needs to cook for will depend on how thin you make it. I just try and make it as thin as possible. Put that in the oven at 75 degrees, so you don't want it, it's always tempting, I'm always tempted to turn it up a bit warmer to speed up the process, But you don't want to do that, because if you do that, or if you put it in when the oven's already heated for something else and it's a bit warmer than that, it can actually go really, really dry and crackly around the edges. I have done that a few times in the past. So I actually put it in the oven cold, and I turn the oven to 75 degrees, and I put the oven timer on for about 3 hours. I find that's generally how long it takes. After about 3 hours, just check it, and I'll show you how it's supposed to look. We are back. That is looking, well, I won't say that looks gorgeous, because it just looks like it did when it went in, pretty much. Now, just gonna snip that and roll it. It is now all nice and dry to the touch. It hasn't been overcooked because it's still quite pliable. I will show you how to roll this up. We'll have a little taste test. Right, so let's roll one of these up. Right, and I'll show you that. I'm just using the scraggly end one, but get the idea. That unrolls. And look at that, you got awesome little leather bit. And it just tastes of yummy dried apple, is what it tastes of. So it's really cool. It's a fun little thing for the kids. Give it a go, guys. Hit like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week.
I made this apron at Technology out of a royal blue fabric, purple neck ribbons and purple ties at the back. I sewed 3 buttons at the top and a pocket and 2 decorative strips of fabric.
What's on the pocket?
A pair of wings.
Wings, and we've got a pussycat strip along here, don't we? And a lovely floral strip at the bottom. It's beautiful. Thank you, Olivia. Go on, you can go now.
What? Mum.